The ancient city of Madrid, the Spanish royal capital seeped in history on every tree-lined boulevard and carved stone monument. And a few miles out of the town centre, the stars of the ATP World Tour are fighting it out to write their own names into tennis folklore on the clay courts of the Mutua Madrid Open. In Novak Djokovic's absence, Roger Federer has arrived in the Spanish capital as the top seed for the first time since 2010. The three-time Madrid champion responding well to a third-round knockout by Gael Monfils in Monte Carlo by claiming his first clay court title of the year in Istanbul on Sunday.
I hope I can keep rolling because of the info I got in Istanbul, and now of course it's tough to back it up right away. Conditions are totally different here in Madrid. It's flying, it's altitude here. But if it doesn't go well here, I hope at least Istanbul was very helpful as well for Paris then.
And newly married Andy Murray will hope for a prolonged honeymoon period. The Scot pushed Djokovic all the way in the final of his last Masters event in Miami and arrives after claiming a first ever clay title in a rain-delayed Munich competition that finished on Monday morning.
To win the first tournament was really nice, and it was a goal of mine at the beginning of the year when I sat down with my team, and also the way that it came about as well, with the third set tie break, and yeah, with all of the rain delays. It was a very, very challenging week. One of the days playing the two singles and a doubles, it was tough, so I'm glad I managed to get through it.
First up, on Arantxa Sanchez Vicario court, Grigor Dimitrov squared up against America's Donald Young. Dimitrov still hoping to regain the form that saw him rise to a career-high ranking of 8 midway through 2014. In a competitive, entertaining opening set, it was Dimitrov who just about had the edge.
What a point!
With Young eventually succumbing to a back injury though, it was the Bulgarian who was on his way into the second round. Former world number 5 Wilfried Tsonga has made a stop-start comeback from a long-term injury just over a month ago. His first Madrid match was against Lucas Rosol. As a former French Open semi-finalist, Tsonga is a proven force on this surface, and after taking a tight opening set, the Frenchman ramped up the pressure in the second. A calm, controlled performance from the world number 14 throughout. There were no mistakes when match points arrived.
Nicely done. Good solid performance that. He enjoyed it.
An all-Spanish squabble on Manolo Santana court saw Fernando Verdasco take on Guillermo Garcia Lopez. In a rollercoaster of a match, it was Verdasco who turned the contest on its head, ultimately prevailing after dropping the opener 4-6, 6-2, 6-3, the final score. A run to the Monte Carlo semi-finals recently has underlined the resurgent form of mercurial Frenchman Gael Monfils. The world number 15's flamboyant talents again on display in this emphatic straight sets win over Viktor Troicki. Later in the day, two of the tennis world's titans would get the second round action underway. First on the bill, Milos Raonic, currently at a career-high ranking of 6, took on clay court specialist Juan Monaco. Raonic has expressed his growing love for the red stuff, and a clinical, ruthless, tactical approach gave his Argentine rival few opportunities in the opening set. It was taken 6-3, and despite playing with a slight foot injury, the Canadian number 1 continued to dictate the play. Monaco pulled all over the court at times. He was battling hard, but to no avail, and his frustration was understandable. After just over an hour, Raonic had match points.
Very good match. Definitely still struggling with that foot. Gets it done today in straight sets.
Stan Wawrinka would open his Madrid account against João Sousa, the Portuguese competing as a lucky loser, having knocked out Jerzy Janowicz in round 1. Wawrinka had to recover from an early break of serve, but recover he did and went on to dominate the following tiebreak. Stan reached the Madrid final 2 years ago, and while the second stanza was just as tight, in the critical 11th game, a crucial break opportunity arrived.
Finally gets the breakthrough.
2 match points came and went, but it was third time lucky for the Swiss number 2.
That'll do it. Did just enough at the tail end of both sets to win in straights.
Another day over at the Caja Magica then, but with more of the sports superstars set to make their bows tomorrow, an exciting day awaits at the Mutua Madrid Open.